Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Keem Lawanson, and today's daily fix of gaming news. Open world survival game The Day Before had such a disastrous launch last week, its developer is already shutting down. And there are also rumors the studio behind TimeSplitters might be closing its doors as well. And if you think there's an official chronological order to the Legend of Zelda games, well, series producer Eiji Aonuma has some words for you. This is your daily fix. Presented by Pringles. It's been a long and bumpy road leading up to the release of The Day Before. The open world post-apocalyptic MMO was at one point the most wishlisted game on Steam following an impressive early reveal. But gradually, the hype turned into skepticism, wondering if developer Fntastic would deliver or could deliver on its ambitious vision. Well, we finally have an answer. No. Come on now, y'all knew the answer was gonna be no. Jeez, give me a break. Anyways, less than a week since the game launched into early access, the studio has announced it will be shutting down and doesn't have the necessary funding to continue its support. Now, The Day Before had over 38,000 concurrent players when it launched on December 7th, the same day as the Game Awards, and as of this video, that player base has dropped below 4,000. Now, from the looks of things, a lot of folks who were playing have been keeping busy leaving negative Steam reviews instead, and The Day Before is already one of the top 10 worst reviewed Steam games of all time. Now, in a statement posted on X, formerly Twitter, y'all know that place. Anyways, Fntastic wrote, quote, "The Day Before has failed financially and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners." Now, the statement goes on to say the team really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential, but can't afford to do so. The servers will stay online for the foreseeable future, but they're plagued with issues as is, and the game itself is a buggy, broken mess that doesn't begin to resemble the experience that got players excited in the first place. Fntastic's statement claims, quote, "We didn't take any money from the public during the development of The Day Before. There were no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game." Which is all very touching, but it still costs each player $39 to get into early access. If you listen really carefully, you can hear the sound of tens of thousands of players demanding refunds. Now, something tells me we haven't heard the end of this story. And what do y'all think of all of this? Now, I had a sneaking suspicion that this game might not deliver, but did not expect the developer to close up shop so soon. In related news, Free Radical Design, the studio behind TimeSplitters that was reformed in 2021 to create a new entry in the series, may be closing as well. The VGC reports that the studio is the latest target of company-wide cuts being made by Embracer Group subsidiary PlayOn. Now, in an internal email sent out by Lars Jansen, PlayOn's VP of Worldwide Studios and Talent, he stated the following, quote, "As we move through the consultation process and face the potential closure of Free Radical Design on 11 December 2023, I want to express my gratitude for your commitment and the remarkable work you've done and still keep doing. This is a challenging time for all of us, but especially for you. And our focus is to support you as much as we can during this transition." Now, the consultation he refers to is a requirement of UK employment law, which demands that before cutting jobs, companies are required to spend 30 days examining any redundancies and trying to find alternative solutions. Now, there is a possibility a third party might swoop on in and acquire Free Radical in that time, but the outlook isn't great. Now, more than half of the studio's 100 employees have updated their LinkedIn status to say they are seeking new employment opportunities. Now, best of luck to them either way. Now, after a $2 billion deal fell through earlier this year, Embracer Group has laid off 904 members of its staff, around 5% of its workforce. Now, with this latest development, it seems like the number is only going up. And finally, on a considerably lighter note, while working on Tears of the Kingdom, producer Eiji Aonuma wasn't too hung up on the idea that the Legend of Zelda games need to be connected by any official timeline. Speaking to us here at IGN, Aonuma said, quote, "We have these major players in each game with Zelda and Ganon and Link, and they each surface and play their roles in potentially slightly different ways in each title. But personally, I don't like to put too much stock in the chronology of the series because from the design perspective, that can kind of box us in and limit where we're able to take the story as we continue making games in the series. And so, I do think it's something that is best for people to interpret on their own." Hyrule Historia, an official Nintendo-approved book of Zelda lore, was published in 2011, which revealed a branching timeline which begins with Skyward Sword and splits into 3 alternative timelines following Ocarina of Time. Creating a Champion, another book published in 2017, suggests that everything that happened prior to Breath of the Wild has faded to myth. Now, between that and Aonuma's stance, maybe it's best to treat the Zelda games less like George R.R. Martin books and more like fairy tales or mythology. Anyways, that was your fix of gaming news for today, December 11th, 2023. Now, if you haven't yet, head on over to IGN.com and check out our nominees for Best Game of the Year, as well as tons more categories celebrating 2023 high points for gaming, entertainment, and pop culture in general. Now, as always, make sure you follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch. And until then, I'll see you next time.